Oh yeah, this is all wire.
It's definitely rinky dink.
dur ayı koşuyor.
Take me back to old Yazoo. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it.
On May 8th, 2025, this video from Chico and the van was uploaded, and it is unlike any of their usual content. The couple behind the channel typically focus on the peace and freedom that come with boondocking in remote areas, but this time, their experience turned terrifying, and it happened in broad daylight. After several days camped in a secluded forest spot, they were just starting to feel settled. The van was parked in a quiet clearing, with no one else around for miles. Until the weekend. That's when the weekend warriors, Vakik as they call them, rolled in. Groups of campers who show up late, party hard, and often bring unpredictable energy.
We've had many things happen to us. Boondocking in the forest. And I've told people that we've heard people screaming at night, like hurtling. We've looked out the window a few nights where just flashlights and, a crowd of people. It looks like they're searching for, I don't know what. You got cars pulling up on you in the middle of the night, and you don't know what they're doing coming in so late in a place like this.
Even with the arrival of a few more people, the couple felt secure. There was a camper parked behind them, about 40 yards away. It looked well equipped and didn't raise any red flags at first. But van life teaches you not to ignore your gut, and soon, everything changed. One morning, while enjoying coffee inside the van, they heard a man outside screaming. No, raging, incoherently. He wasn't just yelling. He was spewing hate, racial slurs, and violent threats.
Since we've started this van life journey, we look at things now through a spiritual lens. And we see demons out there. And a lot of the stories that I've said to people about what goes on out here, kind of just in one ear and out the other because I didn't get any footage. We were having our coffee this morning, and that new neighbor that pulled up did this.
What did you say?
His voice was full of fury, and with such intensity that it sounded like something out of an exorcism. The couple were shocked. The man was dangerously close, just out of sight but within earshot, and they weren't sure if he was armed. They didn't open the door. They stayed inside, silent and still, hoping not to draw his attention. At one point, the man shouted, "Who are you?" And it wasn't clear if he'd seen them or was simply yelling into the woods. Either way, they took it as a sign. They needed to get out of there, but packing up a van isn't instant. They waited.
Now, how we handled it was we stayed in. I didn't want to be in eye shot of him. I didn't know if he was armed, but this man was angry, and you could hear the rage in his voice. We had to get out of there. But when you're camping, you have to pick your stuff up. You got to clean up and pack up. Luckily, while we were in the desert, I purged out a lot, so we don't have to deal with a lot of things, so we can just pick up and leave. And I waited till everything sounded quiet, and then I went out and started packing up.
When it finally quieted down, Chico stepped out and began packing quickly. The man was still nearby, and his outburst could start up again at any time. Chico realized there was another van lifer nearby, someone who was black. Given the racial slurs they'd heard, Chico feared the man might have mistaken him for the source of the hate speech. Still, they managed to load up, stay calm, and leave without confrontation. Chico later talked about how unsettling it was to encounter someone so full of rage in such a remote place, where help is far away and escape routes are limited.
Now, this dude was dropping N-bombs. And I happened to notice that there was a van lifer down the road from us who happened to be black. And I just hope that he didn't think that I was the one dropping N-bombs. We got out of there without any conflicts, no troubles. I think God was with us. When you guys plan on this boondocking stuff, use your intuition. Go with the gut. If the gut says go, just go. There's plenty of other spaces to go to, and that's what we did.
In van life, there's often no backup, no do-over, and no time to second-guess your gut. If something feels wrong, even if you can't explain why, you move. You don't wait. You don't hope it gets better. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before moving forward, do me a favor and give this video a like, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before August, and I also got a surprise for you once we reach 100K. Now, enjoy the rest of the video and watch till the end because there's a hidden word somewhere in the video for you. Let's see if you can comment the hidden word correctly. On May 2nd, 2025, the Quiet Wild YouTube channel, which is usually focused on calm bushcraft, backcountry camping, and honest storytelling, the creators, Chris and Robbie, set out on a relaxing test run with their newly purchased canoe. Their only goal was to paddle a scenic Northern Ontario lake and enjoy a peaceful day on the water. But what they discovered on a remote island in the middle of nowhere was anything but peaceful. The pair paddle out into glass-like water. There's laughter, banter, and an easy sense of adventure.
Man, this is like relaxing. Just like looking around, like taking your time, no motor.
Look at it. Look at the lake. It's like, it's glass, man.
Yeah, it's...
Couldn't ask for better conditions.
No, and I was kind of afraid there might have been a bit of a chop today, but...
I kind of thought this lake was bigger. Like, thought we'd be able to get out, have a lunch.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess we could always paddle back to that island and check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I brought those camp chairs too. We can set those up on that platform.
Yeah.
Have a little shore lunch.
Get a shore lunch.
I think I hear running water.
Do you?
Oh, I do.
Cool.
Like raging running water.
No.
I'm telling you.
Let's go have a peek.
Eventually eyeing an island in the middle of the lake, where they plan to stop for lunch. They expect nothing more than a calm break, but instead they stumble onto one of the strangest setups they've ever seen in the wild. At first glance, the island looks abandoned, quiet and uninhabited, but scattered among the trees are crude platforms, light switches, and electrical wires. One tree even has an electrical outlet screwed into it, while another has a switch box. Its wires are sealed with silicone caulking.
This is what I was talking about, the light switch. And then I saw like a string line high up somewhere. Right here, there's a wire. See it? Is it electrical? Look.
I mean, that...
What is that? Like it's all caulked. We got silicone caulking on those wires. I think this must have been here for a while. Yeah, this is all wire.
It's definitely rinky dinky.
Wow, it's not the right, it's not the right way.
Look, there's a fixture right here.
Yeah, look at the wires they used.
This is weird.
I wonder if this is their outhouse. There's a light switch on there too. Like,
With outlets, I think.
see, I'm a little curious about the wire. Like, see those, look at the springs. Like, is this electrical? Like, is it supposed to be like an electric fence? Look, you can see it.
Yeah.
They've got these like screws with silicone, and then this bare wire just runs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a jarring sight, especially in a place so deep in the wilderness. Even stranger is that there's no sign of a cabin, no power source, and no logical explanation for what any of the wiring is for. Some of the wires run to what appears to be an old outhouse. Others hang from branches, cut and frayed. The switches don't power anything, or at least nothing that can still be seen. It's as if someone tried to build a system for lights or electricity, and it doesn't stop there. The pair also find what appears to be a primitive toilet setup, a rudimentary platform structure, which can possibly be for camping, and even remnants of an outdoor shower.
Like, why do this? I don't. And like, to have just exposed wire as like running through trees. Like,
Yeah, but these wires are going up to nothing.
oh,
Unless they end up connecting to like these fixtures.
another
Which...
light switch here.
Is paw coming out here? This looks like paw's work.
Oh, the light turned on. Look.
I don't think this is being used because it's all cut.
So somebody's camped out here. There's a fire pit with a platform there. So like, they're probably coming in and tenting in here somewhere.
Yeah. Is it?
Toilet? Is there a camp shower there too?
Is it an actual toilet? Okay. See, I mean, that looks relatively new too, eh? Like, that box, oh, it stinks. Or is that just in my head?
Are there duck eggs in there? Yeah, this is just weird, eh? Like, can we show this on YouTube?
Oh, it's a legit toilet seat.
Actually, that's a good setup.
Yeah. You want to have a peek in there or no?
I don't really want to touch it.
Lying nearby are car batteries, booster cables, and additional wires, again attached to nothing. Then a massive bird, likely a turkey, explodes out of the brush near a nesting site, startling both of them, but the whole setup leaves them rattled. Between the random gear, odd installations, and the silence of the forest, they begin to wonder whether the island is still being used, possibly for more than just camping. Could someone have been living here? Was this a long-abandoned hunting camp, or was it something else?
Kind of creepy. This tree looks like maybe in a windstorm.
Yeah, ruined a fixture, eh?
But look, you can see like they silicone. They like
Nails and stuff, eh?
Everything's like this bare wire.
Oh, turkey!
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it's a duck, I think.
Are you sure?
I think so.
That was big, man.
That was big. What was it doing rooted down there? Freaked me out.
I think it was a turkey.
I don't know. It didn't fly like a turkey. Are there eggs here though?
Oh, there is eggs.
She was sitting on her eggs.
She's gonna come back, eh?
Yeah, but obviously, do you want to eat some duck eggs? Nah, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
Oh, we spooked her hard.
Yeah.
While the video remains mostly lighthearted, there's no denying the discomfort that comes with finding so many inexplicable installations in such a remote place. These weren't the usual signs of a backcountry setup, and the fact that no one else was around, not even footprints, only deepened the mystery. Like always, I'll let you draw your own conclusions about this encounter as well. The Russian YouTube channel Morozov's Fan is known for extreme solo investigations into haunted and abandoned places across the post-Soviet landscape. Unlike traditional paranormal vloggers who rely on storytelling or flashy effects, Morozov prefers raw documentation, walking alone into dilapidated structures with minimal equipment and letting the camera roll. In this video, he may have captured what he calls the most dangerous entity he's ever encountered, a so-called level 5 poltergeist. As Morozov enters, the building feels dead quiet, with windows shattered, ceilings partially collapsed, and broken furniture strewn across every room.
Маленький сигнал есть какой-то? Небольшой колеблется. 7:11. Вижу 5. Сейчас постараюсь показать. Так, в эту камеру, к сожалению, не видно колебаний. Потому что в ночном спектре снимают. Даже не получается показать. Есть колебания, друзья, это значит, что да, что-то возможно. Что-то есть, но...
He begins setting up basic equipment, an EMF detector, flashlight, infrared camera, and a doll often used in previous videos to attract spiritual activity. It doesn't take long for strange things to begin happening. As he walks through the house, the EMF device begins to spike without any electronics nearby. Knocking sounds echo from within the walls, and metallic objects shift or fall in other rooms. At one point, a small knife clatters across the floor. He checks the windows. None are open. There's no breeze. Something else is moving things.
Ты можешь со мной выйти на контакт, я знаю, что ты здесь. Мой микрофон может тебя записать. Походу. Три удара, 3 падения вилкой. Это просто... Чё с нафиг?
Later, when he returns to one of the main rooms, he finds a dark scorched symbol burned into the floor, a pentagram, etched cleanly into the wood where there had been nothing earlier. This becomes the focal point of the night. The doll begins to give off elevated readings, and the air is now cold enough for his breath to condense despite mild weather conditions. Then the equipment begins to fail. Cameras flicker and shut off without warning. Batteries drain in seconds, even when replaced with new ones.
Я могу тебя сфотографировать? Я хочу тебя заснять на камеру. Пленка была целая. Что это?
The fear becomes palpable. Still, he presses on, asking the spirit questions aloud, and the device responds with sharp, direct spikes. What follows is a series of increasingly violent responses, heavy thuds from the attic, unexplainable growling sounds. The place is now chaotic, yet Morozov is still there, documenting everything. Though he doesn't claim to have physically seen the entity, he insists this was no residual haunting.
Зачем ты это делаешь? Я хотел тебя всего лишь сфотографировать. Итак, друзья, все, уже отъехал от дома, подзарядил камеру, подзарядил немного фонарик. Я думаю, записать конец хватит. В общем, кто не понял, что произошло, село все. Сначала начали черно-белая камера садиться ночного видео, потом села основная и в конце концов экшен. Зачем я сюда ехал? принципе. Ну, все началось с того, что мне рассказали историю про девушку, вот, которую видели возле дороги, в доме возле дороги. И я думал, засниму здесь призрака, сущность. И я так понимаю, сущность в этом доме я тоже, скорее всего, не засниму. Историю, в принципе, сам он мне показал пентаграмму. Скорее всего, кто-то занимался колдовством, вот, и кто-то вызвал или не вызвал сюда это существо. Может быть, не само существо, а вместе оно с чем-то пришло.
Whatever was there, he says, was intelligent, active, and possibly summoned through ritual long before he arrived. He says the site is not just haunted, but cursed. Whether you believe in poltergeists or not, it's difficult to ignore how violently the environment reacted to his presence. From scorched symbols to unexplained power failures, the video captures the kind of experience that forces even skeptics to pause. Uploaded on May 10th, 2025, this encounter from the Turkish family camping channel Yolku Ayla captures a rare and terrifying moment in the wild, one that nearly turned a peaceful spring getaway into a serious survival situation. The family sets up their inflatable tent beside a remote alpine lake in the Gümüşhane region, surrounded by pine and rose-hip trees. At over 2,200 meters elevation, the site is both scenic and isolated. They spend the day exploring the hillsides, collecting mushrooms, admiring the views, and enjoying small, quiet moments with their daughter.
Çivi. Ben de seni çok seviyorum.
Even the early signs of storm clouds can't dampen the relaxed nature. But as night falls, a sudden weather shift brings in strong winds and heavy rain. Inside the tent, things go from cozy to chaotic. Smoke from the stove starts blowing back inside due to wind pressure. Their daughter becomes frightened by the thunder and the shaking fabric of the tent. And despite their best efforts to calm the situation, it becomes clear they may not be able to safely ride out the storm at this altitude. That's when they decide to pack up, wet, tired, and hurrying to break down camp in the middle of wind and rain.
Baba bismillah. Onur bismillah ya. Onur. Ay çok esiyor Onur. Onur çok esiyor. Tamam bir şey yok aşkım tamam. Tamam korkma. Tamam geçer şimdi. Tamam bir şey yok aşkım. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oo. Yok düşmez. Aşkım dokunma.
Burada sabah edemeyiz.
Edemeyiz.
Tamam. Şöyle kızım da korkma gel. Korkma kızım dur tamam. Tamam hiç korkmayın. O soba sönecek şimdi zaten. Biz burada bu gece
Bence var ya.
sabah edemeyiz.
Biliyor musun?
Toplanıp gidelim bence.
Aşkım toplanalım.
Bu yağmur dinmeyecek mi acaba?
Hadi dinleyin. Çadır dursun.
Tamam. Gir çabuk gir. Çok da bir şey yok kızım dur.
Just as they begin driving away on the muddy mountain road, headlights catch movement to the right of the vehicle. A bear. Not just any bear, but a massive Anatolian brown bear, running alongside their car. The moment is captured in real time. The bear bolts across the road just ahead of them and disappears into the trees. In the middle of a storm, with dusk settling in, and the road barely navigable, they realize just how narrowly they escaped what could have been a deadly encounter. With a frightened child, unstable gear, and little protection, they continue down the mountain, visibly shaken.
Hiçbir sorun yok. Ama ben çok yoruldum kızım. Bunu toplayıp geleyim ben aşkım. Yoksa daha da sucuk olacağım.
Hayır.
Yağmur dinmez ki.
Dinlen biraz. Dinlen. Neden dinledin?
Dinmez. Yağmur dinmez aşkım.
Nereden biliyorsun? Bekleme ya da dur. Saldırabilir.
Dur ayı koşuyor.
İnanmıyorum.
Abi.
Biz de burada kamp yapıyoruz.
Abi ben bir daha buraya gelmem.
Asla yavaş.
Abi bir
Sen
de
gene
kalmayalım.
dikkat et. Sen bana...
Allah'ım Allah aslan. Sana al kayıyor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sen dikkat et.
Ayı.
Ve biz burada kamp yapacağız. Kalacaktık. Ben sana dedim deme onu.
Aşkım ayı
Gördüm.
Aşkım.
İnanmıyorum bu
kocaman
fırtına bak
ayı.
Onur bu fırtına çıkmasaydı biz bu gece burada kalacaktık ve ayı geçti önümüzden şu an. Bu saatte. Daha hava kararmadı.
Ayı gördün mü?
Evet gördüm.
Bak şu kocaman buz ayı daha.
The combination of a natural disaster and a predator sighting was more than they bargained for. What makes this story especially terrifying is that there was no ghost, no unknown creature, no strange energy, just a wild bear, a brutal storm, and the terrifying realization that both arrived at the same time. What did you think of this encounter? Like always, let me know. Midwest Ghost Hunter is a channel that is run by Zen, a solo paranormal investigator known for exploring the most unsettling corners of the Midwest. His approach is honest, gritty, and intense, often entering high-risk environments with minimal gear and no backup. In this episode, Zen travels to Wisconsin to investigate a location that has built a reputation for much more than local folklore. It's a former leather tanning factory called the Berlin Tannery, now rumored to be home to demonic entities.
I am currently in Wisconsin on my way to a haunted factory where tons of paranormal activity has been going on. I'm gonna be investigating this place by myself tonight, and by the looks of this place, it's got a lot of like Halloween decorations. It's a haunted house attraction. So honestly, that's gonna make for a creepy environment. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the activity that goes on there is pretty dark. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty nervous.
Zen is visibly nervous, and for good reason. The building is now part haunted attraction, part decaying ruin. Locals claim it's a magnet for paranormal energy. Apparitions of workers have been spotted in the upper levels, shadow figures stalk the hallways, and one spirit, nicknamed the Toucher, is infamous for physically contacting those who visit the basement. But perhaps most disturbing is the belief that a spiritual portal exists somewhere on the property, one allegedly responsible for multiple possessions and violent attacks.
Built in 1853, the Berlin Tannery operated as a leather tanning factory for over a century. After surviving a catastrophic fire in 1923, it was rebuilt and continued operation until it closed its doors in 1987. During its abandonment, rumors of occult rituals being conducted within its ruins ran rampant. The ghost of a mustached tannery worker is said to have been seen walking up and down the old catwalks. Ghoulish floating faces have been seen watching people from dark rooms. A mysterious ghost girl named Megan has been seen running around the tannery late at night. A rather negative entity dubbed the Toucher is said to touch and even scratch people down in the basement. There is even said to be a spiritual portal or gateway where numerous possessions and attacks on the living have taken place.
As night falls, Zen enters alone. He descends into the basement, flashlight in hand. The space is unsettling. He moves carefully through the narrow corridors, calling out to any spirits. It doesn't take long for something to respond. A rush of cold air brushes past him. As Zen investigates, he captures a chilling photo. A dark figure with what appears to be a hand extended toward him. No one else is there. That's when the energy shifts. A door behind him suddenly slams shut. He runs, heart racing, and barely escapes the room.
Jesus. I can sense a presence. Whoa, what?
What the? That? Dude, something just appeared. In there.
If you look very closely, you can see a faint dark manifestation just in front of me. What's even it appears to have a hand reaching out.
That you in there? I just seen you in that photo. What are you gonna do? You gonna do something? This is terrifying. Oh God. What? Oh, all right, I want out of here. Dude, it just touched me. I felt a cold hand run right up my back. Oh God, that was absolutely terrifying. Stay calm. What? That door just shut. Oh no. Oh no. I am not going to be stuck in here. Please. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
As he regains his composure, he explores deeper, heading toward a section known as the touching room. The door creaks open on its own. He steps inside and immediately feels it. The room is heavy, charged. He taunts the spirit, challenging it to touch him, and something does. He claims that a cold hand runs up his back. He bolts from the room. Still shaken, he continues toward a twisted, maze-like corridor filled with mannequins. As he stands among them, one mannequin begins to rock back and forth on its own. Then another slides forward. He watches, stunned, as the plastic figure moves without explanation.
If there's anyone over here, could you? What the was that? It sounded like something moved over here. Did you just move one of these mannequins? Could you move one right now? Any one of these. No. Oh. Dude. That thing just started rocking. Oh, no. Are you serious? It had to be like one of the freakiest looking ones, too. It looks demented. Oh, God. One of the ones back there moved. I heard that. Are these mannequins possessed? She just moved. She more than moved. She slid forward.
Zen then moves to the catwalks, the area where a worker reportedly died decades ago. As he ascends the metal stairs, he begins a spirit box session. Through the static, he hears a voice say railing and fell. Chills run down his spine. The legend says the worker died after falling from the catwalk. Now, he seems to be confirming it himself. Before he can finish the session, movement catches his eye below. A large factory cart, heavy and unmanned, rolls out from the shadows.
It just said railing. Railing. Like fell over the railing. Are you saying that you these catwalks? And that you fell? Whoa. It sounded like that's what happened. Jesus. This is so crazy. That was insane. Communication. He literally just said how he did. And that's what they say. They say that a worker here. That totally makes a lot of sense. Whoa. What? Something just moved down there. Oh my God. Just look at that. What is that? That's like a cart. And it just freaking moved.
Zen rushes down. There's no wind strong enough to move the cart, and when he tries to push it himself, it barely budges, but then it moves again, violently, deliberately, almost as if someone or something is warning him to leave. Even after all of this, Zen keeps going. He explores a room filled with antiques. As he snaps photos, his camera dies, despite fresh batteries.
That is a creepy grandfather clock right there. Could you make a sound of some sort? I think I'm gonna start snapping some photos. Hello? Could you move one of the antiques? Or one of the chairs? Shit, this thing just died. I literally just replaced the batteries. Well, shoot, so much for pictures. Maybe I'll catch something on video. Wouldn't that be something? Jesus. Come on now. Seriously? These freaking things are gonna give me a heart attack.
As Zen ends the video, it's clear he'll be thinking about this night for a long time. Because when the mannequins start moving, the carts roll on their own, and something reaches out in the dark. It's no longer a question of if the place is haunted. The only question left is, what's still inside that factory? Posted to YouTube on May 18th, 2025, this entry from Franco TV showcases what might be one of the most intense and risky paranormal explorations captured this year. Franco regularly visits some of the most notoriously haunted places across the Americas. In this particular episode, he trespasses, fully aware of the consequences, into what many locals call the Demon Cemetery, a site with a reputation for both spiritual danger and real-world violence. From the very first minute, the tension is palpable. Franco admits that entering this cemetery at night is illegal and heavily monitored.
I am in a cemetery that you're technically not allowed to be in at night. And I'm going to be sneaking through here. There is security, there is cameras, but I'm going to try to make my way towards the back and try not to get caught. Hopefully this video does not end right here and they end up calling the cops on me. So wish me luck. I can't really talk too loud. Let me turn off this green light. Make sure the coast is clear. So I do know the front building up there has cameras and there's security to the right, and occasionally they go in. So I gotta make sure there's no security as I make my way towards the back. This place as well is freaking huge. Let's go this way. I just heard a noise too.
The site, located in Chile, has recently been under heightened security due to a disturbing incident where a YouTuber desecrated a grave, an act that shocked the country and led to widespread outrage. Because of that, security is now relentless. Cameras, patrolling guards, and community watch groups all focused on preventing anything suspicious after dark. But Franco goes in anyway. Using a drone to scout from above, he waits until security shifts toward the front of the cemetery before slipping in through a side path.
I could already hear sounds. Now you guys didn't know this, but I did fly my drone just a minute ago, and the thing is the security walks with their flashlights, and I kind of looked at the drone where they all were because they always have their flashlights on 24/7. Wow, look at this. And I went in at a perfect time where they all went towards the front. I made it in from the side. Oh god, this place is creepy.
As he quietly makes his way toward the back of the graveyard, he's immediately hit by the eerie energy of the place. The trees are still, the night is silent, and yet he hears voices, whispers, children screaming in the distance. He switches between infrared and color night vision, trying to make sense of the sounds. Then he spots it, a single tomb lit up more brightly than any other in the entire cemetery. Drawn to it, he approaches. A wind chime attached to the tomb begins to ring.
I'm gonna go see what's going on. I just heard something. I just heard wind chimes go off. Hold on, let me see if I see any movement. You hear it? There's no wind right now, look. I'll point out the tree so you can see it. Let me, there we go, that's my IR. There's no wind at all, that's a star. I keep getting movement. Hola? Nope, not seeing anything. I'm switching through IR and keeping it off. But I'm not seeing no movement here. There shouldn't be anybody here either. Just me. Holy. This is like the only tomb that has lights on right now. Let me look over here. Yep. There's that one down there. But this is the brightest one.
Franco shows the camera that nearby trees aren't moving at all. He walks around the grave, confirming there's no airflow, no tricks. And yet, the wind chime rings again. The atmosphere feels charged. He calls out, asking for a sign. Nothing at first. Then, once again, the wind chime begins to jingle on its own.
What the? I just got movement. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my IR. There we go. It's still moving too. I'm gonna pass by this wall here. I'm gonna back up so that way you guys can see. I want to focus in.
As he documents the event, he admits he feels watched. His body language shifts. The camera shakes more, and he whispers instead of speaking. While inspecting the area behind the grave, he hears what he swears is the sound of a baby crying. He follows the sound toward a stone archway, and that's when it happens. A small shadow darts across the path in front of him. It's fast, humanoid, low to the ground. He freezes. "I swear to God, I just saw something," he says, his voice cracking. It looked like a child, too small to be a person.
Alright, I'm gonna go this way. What the fuck was that? Turn on my IR. No, I'm not gonna see it if I turn it on.
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word chills.
Everything was getting dark. I just see something pass right by the hallway right there. Or the thing in front of me with the lights. I can't see anything. What the f? Well, not on camera. Oh, I just see something pass right by. I swear to God, I just seen it. I'm gonna keep quiet, hold on.
He turns on his IR camera, aiming into the darkness. Nothing. The path is empty again, but the sense of dread lingers. He continues deeper into the cemetery, where another grave also emits a strange glow. Again, whispers. Again, movement in the corner of his vision.
Oh, that was creepy. I just heard something back there. Switching to IR. What did I just hear? Hold on. Oh God, it's cold. There's like one tomb with the light on it. This is the other tomb with the light on it. I'm not sure what that's about. What?
What makes this encounter so intense isn't just the paranormal activity, it's the collision between two very real threats: spiritual danger and legal consequence. The wind chimes ringing without air, the sounds of children crying in an empty graveyard, and the unmistakable visual of a small figure running past his lens. It all culminates in one of the most nerve-wracking investigations he's ever shared. Because whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing's for sure: no one should be alone in that cemetery after dark. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We always look to improve our video quality so you get the best videos possible. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch. And with that, I'm out.